Sometimes life corners you so intensely that it feels like you can't even breathe. Problems pile up like heavy stones on your back. You wake up in the morning, and before your eyes are even fully open, you sigh deeply. Is it going to be another one of those days? And somewhere inside you, a voice quietly whispers, "How much longer can I carry all of this?" If that voice sounds familiar, if you've asked yourself these questions in the silence of your mind, know this: you're not alone. This is the very core of being human. And because of that, we want to take you on a journey that began thousands of years ago, but still speaks directly to the wounds of today's soul. Because life, it isn't just testing you. It's confronting you with everything it's got. It challenges you through illness, through heartbreak, through loss, injustice, loneliness, and uncertainty. But here's a truth no one told you. These trials aren't here to destroy you. They are invitations, powerful awakenings, shaking your soul and asking you to remember who you really are. And this awakening, it's not a battle that leaves you in ruins. It's a transformation that lifts you from the ashes. It's not about surviving, it's about rising. In this video, we'll explore 9 Stoic principles, timeless insights that speak to the modern soul with surprising clarity. You'll learn how to stand tall like a deep-rooted tree in the fiercest storms of life. You'll learn how to rise after every fall, how to remain calm in chaos, and how to stay true to yourself when everything around you demands that you forget who you are. But before we begin, I want to ask something from you. Write this in the comments. From this moment forward, I choose to master my inner world, not the outer one. Because this one sentence represents your shift. It says, I'm no longer waiting for the world to change so I can heal. I'm choosing strength. I'm choosing awareness. I'm choosing me. This is your first declaration, your turning point. If you're ready, let's begin. You are not a puppet. Reclaim your mind. Epictetus once said something shocking, but true. If someone tried to take your body and control it, you'd be furious. Yet every day, you let others invade your mind, and you feel nothing. And isn't that the truth? We walk around feeling like puppets on a stage, strings pulled by people we don't even know. One stranger's comment can ruin our day. A single glance can wreck our confidence. A news headline, a rainy morning, or a football score can determine our entire mood. How did we give away so much power? We let external events, things we can't control our internal peace. And it's madness, because our body, our possessions, our circumstances, they're not truly ours. Only one thing belongs to us, our mind. And yet, we hand it away, again and again. But the Stoics weren't weak. They didn't say, that's just how life is. They said, take your mind back, because inside you, beyond all emotional impulses, is something powerful, something divine. Marcus Aurelius put it beautifully. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You are not a puppet unless you allow yourself to be. You can train your mind to stay calm, even when everything around you is falling apart. You can learn to respond, not react. But how? The Stoics practiced a simple 3-step method. Step 1. Pause. When something upsets you, pause. When someone insults you, pause. Don't react immediately. Even take a physical step back if you must. Step 2. Reflect. Ask yourself, why did this affect me so much? Is this really about me or about their own pain? Does their opinion define my truth? Step 3. Choose. Consciously decide how to respond or not to. Silence is a response. A smile is a response. What matters is that it's your choice, not a triggered reflex. Imagine this. You're at a family gathering. A relative asks, "Still no job?" You feel the sting, the judgment, the shame. Your first reaction is rage. Why do they always do this? But with Stoic awareness, you pause and remember. This is their thought, not my truth. And just like that, you rise above it. If your emotions are always shaped by others' words, looks, or opinions, then you're not living your life. You're acting out a script written by everyone but you. It's time to take back the pen. You are not just a character, you are the author. And puppets don't feel, they just move. But you feel, you think, you awaken. And with that awareness, the world no longer controls you. You control how the world feels inside your mind. Take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself honestly, where in my life are my expectations unrealistic? Which ones are setting me up for frustration rather than fulfillment? Stoicism teaches us that managing expectations is one of the most powerful ways to increase peace and reduce suffering. When you begin to reshape your expectations to make them healthier, more grounded, and less rigid, your emotional life becomes lighter. Suddenly, you're not fighting reality anymore. You're flowing with it. The Stoics offer us a deeply practical tool called the reserve clause. It's simple but powerful. Every time you make a plan, every time you hope for something, silently add this phrase: if fate allows, or if conditions permit. This softens the blow of disappointment and makes space for grace. You wanted a reunion with a loved one. Say to yourself, if the time is right and if they're ready, I hope we reconnect. You aimed for a promotion. If circumstances align, I will give my best. This mindset doesn't weaken you. It empowers you, because you begin to separate your efforts from the outcome. You learn to show up fully, without being crushed if things don't go as expected. Epictetus said, "It's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them." Think about how often you've been upset, not by what happened, but because it didn't happen the way you wanted it to. You didn't get the text back. You didn't get the recognition. The weather ruined your weekend plans. But the event itself is neutral. The pain comes from the mental story. It shouldn't be like this. Change the story, and the pain softens. Try this in your daily life. If your friend cancels plans, don't spiral. Instead of thinking, "They don't care about me," pause. Ask, "Is this really about me, or are they simply overwhelmed?" This shift creates emotional freedom. Seneca once said, "Keep your expectations modest, and you will live a more peaceful life." He wasn't calling for pessimism. He was calling for realism. If you expect others to read your mind, to never disappoint you, or to behave perfectly all the time, you're going to suffer. But if you accept that people have limits, emotions, and their own lives, you become more compassionate, more patient, and less hurt. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is the review of your expectations. Ask yourself, what do I expect from others that they never agreed to give? What do I expect from life that may be beyond anyone's control? How can I soften my grip on outcomes and instead focus on my effort? Another powerful practice is premeditation of adversity, called premeditatio malorum. It means gently imagining that things may not go as planned, not to live in fear, but to be emotionally prepared. Let's say you're hoping to reconcile with someone you've grown apart from. Instead of clinging to the idea that this must go perfectly, you say to yourself, if they're open, if the time is right, I will show up with love and accept what unfolds. If it works out, it's beautiful. If it doesn't, you're not shattered, because you were already prepared. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, every situation is either a lesson or an opportunity. So when things don't go your way, ask, what is this moment teaching me? That one question changes everything. It allows you to trade resentment for reflection, to trade disappointment for wisdom, to stop demanding that life be easy and start choosing to grow, no matter what it brings. Now take a breath and ask yourself, which expectations in my life need to evolve? Because in that question lies the beginning of your emotional freedom. Every obstacle is a lesson in disguise. Whenever you face a challenge, ask yourself, what am I meant to learn from this? Failure isn't a dead end. It's a new beginning in disguise. Maybe you failed at something important. It hurts. But pause and look deeper. Did it teach you patience, resilience, the need to slow down and reflect more? Stoics say, failure is not defeat. It is new knowledge. Every setback carries a message. And sometimes losing the battle means winning a deeper truth about who you are and what you're capable of. But there's one more powerful thing Stoics ask you to do. Share your struggles. They believed in human connection, in community. Opening up to a friend, letting someone see your hardship often brings surprising strength because you're not alone. And sometimes another person's perspective can light the path that felt too dark. Never forget, obstacles aren't walls blocking your way. They are steps lifting you to a higher version of yourself. Each struggle makes you wiser, tougher, and more equipped for what's next. As Marcus Aurelius said, what stands in the way becomes the way. So whatever you're facing right now, welcome it like a teacher. Ask it what it came to show you. Zoom out, the Stoic practice of perspective. When life feels overwhelming, it's often because we're too close to the problem. Our vision narrows. Our thoughts spiral. We get trapped inside the moment. That's when the Stoic practice of zooming out becomes your lifeline. Marcus Aurelius often wrote in his personal journal, imagine looking at your life from space. From up there, everything seems smaller, even the problems that feel so big right now. This isn't about escaping reality. It's about gaining perspective. Let's say you argued with a close friend. Words were said. Emotions were high. In the heat of that moment, it feels like everything is falling apart. But if you mentally rise above, like a bird flying over the scene, you see it differently. It was just a disagreement, a single moment, a tiny part of a much bigger relationship. Zooming out brings emotional clarity. It helps you respond with wisdom, not impulse. Or imagine a student who just failed a practice exam. They feel like their future is ruined. Panic sets in, but from a broader view, this one exam is just a small event in a long journey. It's not a verdict, it's feedback. Even in deep grief, Stoicism helps us look gently from above. Losing a loved one is real, raw pain. But from a universal perspective, death is part of the natural order. It doesn't erase our love, it reminds us to cherish it. Here's a simple practice. Whenever you feel trapped, close your eyes. Mentally rise above your current situation. Picture yourself looking down from the sky. Ask, how big is this really? You'll often find it's smaller than you thought. And now you're calmer, wiser, more in control. Stoics used this bird's eye view to stay grounded during storms. They knew a wave looks massive when you're in the boat, but from the sky, it's just a ripple. Be that bird. Fly above. Don't let a moment sink your whole ship. Slow down so you can hear yourself think. In the middle of life's noise and chaos, the answer you're searching for is not out there. It's not in social media, not in advice from others. It's deep inside you. And to hear it, You need to be silent. Stoicism teaches that stillness is not weakness, it's strength. Modern life pushes you to move fast. Think fast, decide fast, act fast. But Stoics knew power doesn't live in movement, it lives in pause. Sometimes the wisest thing you can do is nothing. Sit with your question. Let silence speak. Imagine you have a tough decision to make. A job change, a relationship issue, a personal crossroad. Everyone around you is shouting advice, but their voices only drown out your own. This is when Stoicism whispers, shut out the world. Tune into yourself. Yes, silence is uncomfortable. It forces you to face what you feel, what you need, what you truly want. But until you do that, you're not making your own decisions. You're just following noise. Take 5 minutes each morning. No phone, no talking. Just sit in quiet. Let your thoughts pass. Let your truth rise. And when it does, it will guide you better than any opinion ever could. Even before a hard conversation, pause. Before you react in anger, pause. Before you defend yourself, pause. Ask, why am I about to say this? What do I really need to express? That moment of quiet transforms chaos into clarity. Silence is not escape. It's preparation. It's how you clean your mind before battle. It's how you build your emotional foundation before action. Because without inner peace, you'll always fight the wrong wars. So the next time life feels loud, don't shout back. Be still. The wisest person is not the one who talks the most. It's the one who hears the truth beneath the noise. Final thought. This is your turning point. Life will not get easier, but you can become stronger. With every Stoic practice you adopt, you step closer to freedom. Not freedom from pain, but from being ruled by it. You just took a step, and maybe it seems small, but inside, it's massive. Because now you understand. You don't need to control the storm. You just need to calm the center of it, you. So tell us in the comments, what spoke to you? What practice will you try today? Because your words may be the spark someone else needs to find their way. We grow together. We endure together. We rise together. Thank you for being here. And remember, the storm outside can't break the silence you build within.